Whoa, 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 18 plus only. I've always wondered why this anime gets brought at midtime, so I googled it and found out why. High schoolers, zombies, hot girls, every zombie fanboy's fantasy apocalypse. What could possibly go wrong? Hi, I'm Newin. Welcome to another edition of Newin Anime Review 2010 High School of the Dead. High School of the Dead has a rather basic, typical zombie romp storyline.
It starts off as a normal day in the life of Takashi Kumaro, who is just casually skipping class when he notices an incident happening at the school gate. Immediately after a few teachers get killed, he goes on to warn his friends there is something going on. They grab a few weapons and zombies overrun the school in a matter of minutes. Along the way, we meet a few other survivors, and they decide the best way to survive a zombie apocalypse is to work together. They all together, this merry group of misfits, decide to go back into the city, check on their families, and improvise from there, while rescuing survivors in need of help along the way. It's really basic, don't expect anything complicated, although they do establish it is better to travel with few people than lots of people, which became an interesting plot in itself, but it happened very quickly.
There's not much to elaborate on the story, it's just a bunch of people trying to survive by getting from point A to point B. Now the problem I have with the story is, spoiler, like a typical zombie or horror flick, the ending is left open, which kind of makes you feel cheated. There are 7 main characters who make up the band of survivors.
Takashi Kumaro was a typical laid-back high school student until the zombie outbreak happened, where he becomes a leader, leading his group through the zombie apocalypse by any means necessary. From the very start, it is shown he has feelings for Rei Miyamoto, so he tries to, of course, save the one he loves. But as the series progresses, he starts to get along with everyone else in the group. What I do like about this character is he isn't overpowered. He comes off as the second best when it comes to close and long range combat. However, he's that person who's willing to step up to the plate when called for, trying to be the hero while surviving the apocalypse and his harem.
Speaking of harems!
We have Rei Miyamoto, Tsundere number 1, plays the role of Takashi's childhood friend and main love interest. She comes off as a person who tries to help, but usually becomes the one who needs saving, although she can fight. She's rather selfish, always brings something that annoys Takashi when he is suffering just as much as she is. Her main choice of a weapon is a spear-like weapon, as she is part of the Sojutsu club. Throughout the series, all she really does is interact with Takashi and really relies on him to pull through. Tsundere number 2 is Saya Takagi, the brains of the group. She is the most stubborn and arrogant member of the group. Because of her intellectuality, she doesn't fight. However, she does use her brains to strategize for the group. She is usually seen criticizing Kota, however grows respect for him over time. She is the Megane of Takashi's harem. Let's throw in a teacher/school nurse to Takashi's harem, Shizuka Marikawa. Despite being the only adult in the group, she is rather ditzy and becomes completely oblivious to her surroundings, often not helping out, and being rather useless. Oh wait, she drives for them. She is not all useless. And lastly of our harem is the badass of the group, Sayako Busijima, who uses a wooden sword. She is the most reliable fighter of the group because of her combat skills with the sword. She's also cool, calm and collected. Sayako kind of serves as the protective big sister for everyone who also has it out for Takashi. She's given an interesting backstory as she does have something that contrasts the other characters. Every group needs a child character, so Alice Marasato fills that role as the hope of innocence in the world. And lastly we have ourselves, representing all otakus everywhere, Kota Hirano. Despite looking like a typical stereotypical fat useless nerd, he is sort of a badass. Give him a gun and he'll headshot for days. Because of his appearance, he is kind of mistreated by the group, especially by Saya, who he seems to have a crush on, saving her numerous times but not getting lucky.
Now one problem with the anime is the lack of proper character development. There isn't enough interaction between each character to keep it interesting. They all kind of just accept who they are and immediately trust each other in battles. Another problem I have is literally after episode 2, the main characters turn from ordinary day people into professional zombie killers. Like they've seen a movie before. Oh wait, they did establish they've seen zombie movies before.
Let's get the elephant out of the room. High School of the Dead has an obvious thing for fan service. It's everywhere in your face. Big breasts that seem to have a physics engine in itself, a lot of panty shots, and shots around the chest area, even when it's not needed. Groping, and let's not forget the full fan service episode 6 and OVA. Every female character except Alice has big tits, and you wonder how do these girls move so well while carrying that.
I wouldn't know, I'm not a girl.
But aside from the overflow of fan service, the anime actually has a really good over-the-top zany action sequences. It's so out there, it is really entertaining to watch. It's well animated and moves smoothly, even when the scenes are really out there. However, this fan service is just way too much sometimes, and really takes away some of the drama or serious scenes in the anime. It's also kind of disturbing at times.
It's kind of obvious the anime doesn't take itself too seriously with the overabundance of fan service in your face! Just look at the opening song! Despite its flaws with its rather basic story and lack of character development, it is enjoyable. There's just something about the zombie genre that I like. I think it has to do with the action scenes on how they kill zombies by working together. Yes, there is a lot of fan service, but if you like that, you're probably gonna love High School of the Dead. If you easily get offended by those, then you're probably not gonna like it. If you're looking for an anime zombie romp, High School of the Dead plays it very well in terms of typical zombie plot and characters. I did like it because of some of the action scenes in the anime, and I must admit, being a guy, I did like some of the fan service, but not all the time. High School of the Dead does a great job in following the zombie genre. It does a good job of gripping you on to see which characters will survive and which characters won't. There is small character development, but not enough to make the characters interesting or likable. It's well animated even though some of the fan service do get in the way. I'm gonna give High School of the Dead a 7 out of 10. It does a really good job in executing a typical zombie romp. It's a fun watch even though some of the fan service can be distracting. That's it for this edition of Newin Anime Review. Like always, if you want to read the written review, link is down below in the description. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs down. If you can't bother, go watch another video. And with that all said and done, I think it's time to form my harem for a zombie apocalypse. Sayonara!